Hi folks, welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to dive into something that is very close to home, that is indecisiveness. Indecisiveness is a problem is being faced by many out there, including me. I kind of always wondered that why am I so confused in taking decisions? There's so much of overthinking going on, and I'm not able to come up with a decision while others out there are able to make the decision so quickly. And I am confused. I keep on overthinking, do a lot of research, still end up with a lot of confusion in my mind. So if you are watching this video, probably you are also facing a similar kind of problem. And I did some research on it, and in this video I'm going to share and answer all your questions on what is indecisiveness, why it is being caused, and how we can tackle this problem. So stay tuned till the end of this video. Let's get started. So indecisiveness, as I told in simple terms, is basically difficulty in making decisions, difficulty in choosing between options. So it could be while you're selecting a job, career path, or even in small decisions, right? It's like you can kind of overthink a lot, stress a lot, and it causes you stress, anxiety, and often inaction. Now, when I talk about indecisiveness, it doesn't mean that you're not able to take any decision in your life. The problem arises when generally when the stakes are high. So when that decision is gonna make a meaningful, certain level of meaningful impact in your life, then that overthinking, doing a lot of research, and still not able to decide whether to go for option A or option B arises. For example, let's say if you're gonna decide on a lunch or a meal you're gonna have, you'll not spend hours thinking about what lunch should you have today. You'll probably pick up something and move forward with it. Whether that decision is wrong and right, it doesn't impact your life in a substantial way. You can definitely change it tomorrow. While let's say if you have to select between two or three job options, then that indecisiveness or that confusion kicks in, where you're not able to decide whether you should be going with the option A or option B or option C. You're kind of doing that analysis of pros and cons. Still, after doing a lot of research, you're still confused whether that decision is going to be turned out right or wrong eventually. We can say that we are generally confused on the decisions which are not easily reversible and which have an impact, certain level of impact in our life. And if taken those decisions, we'll not be able to just go back and change our life, and there will be a lot of involvement of our time, energy, etc. In short, you are being indecisive because you want to take the right decisions from the first time, and you want to be efficient in your life, and you do not want to waste your a lot of your time. That's why you are kind of overthinking, researching, so that whatever decision you're taking turns out to be right. So it's that fear of regretting your decision later which is causing this indecisiveness. Now this fear can kick in when your decision has any or all of this characteristic. Either it's too big a decision. For example, selecting your life partner, it's a big decision, it is going to impact your whole life, so you can't take that decision, and the indecisiveness can kick in there. Or the decision or the outcome of the decision is too far in the future. For example, the career path you have to choose, or maybe it's the decision is too hard to be taken. For example, starting a new business or changing your career path altogether, or maybe ending a relationship, etc. So these are the kind of areas where you would be indecisive, and because their impact is either too big, is too far in future, or it's too hard for you to take in. So now that we have understood about indecisiveness and the causes behind it, shall we conclude that it is generally bad to be indecisive? Someone who has struggled with it personally, I feel it's a burden, because it causes a lot of stress, anxiety, and often inaction. However, there are some researchers which say that a little bit of indecisiveness is not bad. It saves you from various kind of cognitive biases. First one is confirmation bias. which is basically seeing only the positive sides of your decisions and ignoring the negative ones. The second one is correspondence bias, which is attributing the success or failure of an incident to a specific character rather than the circumstances. For example, let's say a child fails in an exam, so just attributing it to the intelligence of the child rather than realizing what's the family background, what's the circumstances in which the child got failed. Yeah. Then can we say that being indecisive is actually good? It saves you from cognitive biases and ensures that you take a right decision from the first time itself, uh, by doing a lot of research and spending a lot of time before taking decision. Then which means indecisive people should be much more happier than the decisive ones, and should be doing a lot better than people who are decisive, because by logic decisive people shall be making more mistakes as they're taking quick decisions. But in real life, this doesn't seem true. Decisive people seem to be a lot more happier, lot more successful and doing good than indecisive people. Then why is that so? Because taking decision is just the first step. It A lot of it depends on your actions after that decision is taken. So decisive people make their decisions work. They understand, they adjust, improve, and ensure that they're committed to the decision they are taken and make it work. That's the reason that decisive people are more happier, more successful, and appear to be more satisfied than indecisive people. So it's important to take a decision and move forward in that direction with confidence. Now, how do we tackle this problem? What are some of the steps which we could take? So as we discussed before, that indecisiveness or confusion struck in when the decision is either too big, too far, or too hard. So simple step is that if the decision is too big, just try to break into smaller parts. If the outcome of the decision is too far in future, just try to imagine what would be the impact of the decision in, let's say, a week or a month. And if the decision is too hard for you, just try to figure out, positively frame the question, positively frame the situation, and ask three questions. What's the worst that could happen? What's the likelihood of that worst case scenario? And what would be the possible solution? If you can answer these questions, this would help you with a clarity of thought, and probably help you with taking a decision in a quicker way. Also, just set up a time limit for your decisions. There should be no overthinking without any additional insights. And still, if you're stuck, you can use another technique, which is flipping a coin and then going with the outcome. A very good rule of thumb in decision making is that whenever you can't decide which option to choose, choose the outcome which represents a change rather than the status quo. I hope you got some insights into decision making from this video, and probably just tell me in the comment section the scenarios where you are not able to make decisions, and if the strategies or the steps discussed in this videos kind of help you to overcome this problem. Please like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. I'll be back with another video. Thank you so much.